You've got 10 more miles per hour in your serve, and in this video, Kirby, myself, and Ira are going to show you exactly how to unleash it. Plus, at the end of this video, we're going to give you a free gift. It's going to be an easy drill that you can do right in your own living room to add more speed and power to your serve. But for now, let's get right down to business, and we're going to show you exactly how to increase your MPH.
When it comes to adding immediate power to your serve, it doesn't matter how short or tall you are, if you're a kid or an adult, an amateur or a professional, you have the capability of hitting big serves. Now, one of the biggest game changers when it comes to adding more power immediately to that serve is the whole idea of tension. We're going to aim to alleviate as much tension as we can from your body and really make sure that you're as loose as possible so that you have the ability to hit your potential, use that kinetic chain, and hit bigger serves. So I'm gonna give you a drill that you can work on when you're on court next time. You can even work on it when you're at home in your living room or even before dinner time. So one of the very first drills that I ever encountered as a kid when I was learning how to serve was walking and talking. And it allowed me to work on my serve and work on my motion and just ingrain the motion, but still be loose and keep a loose shoulder. So let's walk and talk. So all you're gonna do is you need a racket. You don't really need a racket. You can still do this without the racket, and you don't even need a ball. But all you're gonna do is use your motion. So you're walking around, and every time that you walk, I want you to continue using your service motion. And each time, your one focus is to relieve tension in your body. So right there, I would say that was about a 5 tension. So this next serve, I'm gonna try to go for a 4. I'm trying to hold the racket as loosely as possible so that by the time I go up to serve and I am practicing with the actual ball, then I have the ability to stay loose. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen if you don't practice it. So stay loose and try to take the tension rating off of your shoulder down with each repetition.
Once you've developed a long, smooth, relaxed motion using the drills that Kirby just showed you, it's time to start building some more forceful racket head speed. And I'm going to show you how to do that using the concept of lag and snap. Most amateur tennis players who have a weak serve step up to the baseline, they line their racket face up with their target, and they have a very lateral pushing motion out towards their target that kind of looks something like this into the box. And it's easy to direct the ball that way, but it's virtually impossible to create very much power or racket head speed. So when you watch professional players hit a serve, rather than line their strings up with their target, they actually swing up towards the ball with their edge of their racket leading first. And then at the very last second, they release the racket head through the ball, and it snaps forward, creating racket head speed and then resulting power because of that. So one of my favorite ways to help players get a feel for what that should be like is have them start with a continental grip in front of themselves, and the racket should be on edge, right in front of your body. And what I want you to do is practice going up and down with your racket head a couple times, kind of pretending like you're hammering a nail with the edge of your frame, which I don't recommend that you actually do. After a couple repetitions, as you bring the racket head up, what you want to do is turn your palm so that the strings close down and face straight down towards the court. So we're going to do that using the forearm and the shoulder rotating inward to face the strings down towards the court. And so now after a couple of those repetitions, what I'm going to do is take a ball, toss it in front of myself, let it bounce, and then I'm going to do that same motion, and my goal is to bring the racket face down flush on top of the ball so the ball goes straight down into the court and bounces straight up again. So I'm going to let it bounce, bring the racket head up on edge, and come down straight on top of the ball. and I should see the ball bounce straight down and straight up. A lot of times when players try this who have a pushy, weak motion, they'll push the ball forward out in front of them, and it does not come flush straight down on top of the ball. After a couple repetitions, you can start to speed this up and get a lot more height, but watch how the ball is bouncing. If it's starting to trail off away from you, then you're pushing at the ball with an angled racket instead of turning it adequately to bring it flush against the top of the ball. Now, in your full motion, you want to use this exact same sequence of movements. The racket coming towards the ball on edge, and then turning your palm of your hand using your forearm and your shoulder to flush the racket face to the ball. And that load and release is what players refer to as the snap of the racket. It's not done using the wrist. Instead, it should be done using the forearm and the shoulder. So use this drill to try to master that feeling, and then if you can translate that into an upward motion with that same load and release, you'll start to generate a lot more racket head speed and a lot more power.
So now that Kirby's gone over the looseness of your swing to give you a little bit more energy coming through your body and arm, Ian has talked about the lag and snap, which gives you the ultimate snap through your serve. It's now time to add the last piece of the puzzle, and that is directing your swing forwards towards your target. Traditionally, most serves will come from the left side of the ball to contact point, and then continue out to the right of the ball, creating a little bit of side spin. A kick serve would have the racket coming from underneath the ball up to contact, and then continuing up and out. For the most amount of power on your serve, you want the racket to come from directly behind the ball, hit your target or your contact point, and then continue forward through the contact. This is a very difficult serve to execute, especially for people who aren't, 6'8" like John Isner and all those guys. He's probably a little bit taller. So it's a little bit more inherently taking on more risk. So when you do hit this serve, you're looking to go to the high percentage target, which is over the center of the net strap and towards the tee. Again, the racket must line up directly behind the ball, come to contact, and then continue forward towards the target. Choosing a direct swing path versus one that goes off to the side will instantly add more miles per hour to your serve.
Those tips will get you well on your way with your serve power, but if you're serious about really hitting the biggest serves of your life, we have some additional coaching for you. Both a video that contains our most powerful serve tip of all time, and also a PDF download that will give you an action plan to follow step by step the very next time that you go out onto the court, so you can start developing that big power and start winning more matches. All you have to do to grab those is click the link in the description down below and tell us where to send both those resources, and you'll have immediate access to both. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and click like, and also be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on all the future coaching that we have coming out soon. Until then, take care and good luck with your tennis.